New Times was here many years ago. So it gave me great pleasure to pass off this property, 156 South Broad, to the Dragons and be made an honorary Dragonette.
There you go.
So it's good to be home, let me say that. Let me say that I am asking you again for your support. And yes, I have been in the Senate for 22 years. Yes, I have been elected as the first woman, not the first African-American woman, but the first woman elected by her peers to be minority leader of the Senate. And when I say minority leader, that doesn't mean minority as in African-American. That's minority party as in the Democratic Party. I was the first woman to be elected to a top leadership position in the history of the Alabama legislature. That's in the House or the Senate. So don't tell me or don't listen to these lies saying I haven't done anything in these 22 years. It was me who worked with the citizens of Pritchard when they wanted to do something about that water board. When the city council and every mayor there fought me on that. They say they don't have money, but they had enough money to fight that first referendum where we let the people vote on what they wanted and we won. They had enough money to take us to the state Supreme Court. But did Vivian stop there? No, she didn't. She introduced another bill, another referendum whereby the people could have their voices heard in Pritchard on the water board situation. And what did the people do? They passed it again. But what did that water board do in the meantime? They made it so that the Mobile area water and sewer system wouldn't accept it because of the business practices that had been done prior to that. So I did all that I could do. I have also brought millions of dollars to the Mobile County public school system over the years. Anybody who has ever called me with a problem cannot say that I didn't sit down with them and try to resolve it. Thank you, darling. So all I'm asking you for is to remember my track record. Remember how strong I am and how I stand up for what is right. I stand up for truth. I stand up for justice, and it doesn't matter who I have to stand before or across from. So I'm asking you to remember me on June 5th. You know, I have an opponent who's out here saying, what has she done? Well, I turn the question back to my opponent. What has he ever done for anybody other than himself? I worked in my children's schools. I worked in the community before I ever ran for a public office. I ran and I worked in the community before there were cameras, before there was an asking of voting for me for an office. And let me tell you what I did do, and let me tell you how strong and bold I am from the beginning of time. When I was on the Mobile City Council, and I stopped the funding for a while to the Junior Miss program. I don't know if you all remember this, but I stopped the funding because we had never had an African-American winner of the Junior Miss pageant in its almost 50-year history. The board was not reflective of the African-American community. But guess what? I don't recall if it was a year or if it was 2 years. The first black junior miss was selected in Trelinda Williams from Birmingham, Alabama. I'd like to think I had a little something to do with that. So I need you. And I also take credit for tapping Representative Adeline Clark and Representative Barbara Drummond to run for the House of Representatives, and they won, and they are strong, and they are fighters too. But you know, some people have a problem with strong black women. They have a problem with strong black women, so that's why we are being attacked. So I need your help to send us back to Montgomery. Of course, Adeline and I are the only two who are on the ballot right now, but we need your help to dispel the lies and the attacks out there. Because, you know, they can't stand up to my track record. They cannot stand up to my genuineness of loving people and having a heart for people. They can't stand up to that, so therefore they throw the lies out. They throw the attacks. So the devil is busy, but I want you all to be my angels to help me go back to Montgomery so that I can continue the fight for you. And I'll close on this last note. We need a governor who's going to bring strong leadership to this great state of Alabama. I am supporting Walt Maddox, that's M-A-D-D-O-X. He is now the mayor of Tuscaloosa. I believe that he has the ability and the capability to start pulling us together so that Alabama truly can go on to the next level. Because I'm tired of being last in almost every major category. I'm tired. So I'll close with that note, and I'll also ask God to bless all of you from head to toe. And I'm not a person who's always out banting the Bible over people or telling you what kind of good Christian I am. I lead and show myself by example. So I love all of you, and I thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Figgins. That was a great speech. Great speech. Thank you, Original Dragons. Thank you, Original Dragons again.